Seas of blood, man. Seas of blood, that's what it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Adam, and today it's the vlog. It's the daily vlog. We've been doing this for a whole year almost. In April, it finishes, and something new will probably come around. If you're coming in for the first time, check out the card above. I've put in a playlist of vids that you might want to check out from my channel, and welcome. And also check out, there's a freebie in the description box below if you're a first timer. Also, consider subscribing because I've got a competition in March where you're going to win a copy of Avengers Infinity War on Blu-ray and 4K, as well as you'll be given like a free book from me because I'm a writer. But one thing I wanted to talk about today was Microsoft, man. The Microsoft Flight Simulator, okay? So last year, let's backtrack a little bit. Last year, April, big announcement. Microsoft announced through the Xbox Live E3 show that they're reintroducing themselves into the flight simulator community. They previously sort of owned that genre of game, and they did consider it a game, and they kind of left as well back in like 2012 or something, I think it was. And they left Dovetail Games to take over and run the ship, as it were. But they had a clause in their contract, which nobody knew about except for them and Dovetail, that said at any point we can come back, reclaim any work you've done, take back, what was ours, and carry forth without you. And that's exactly what they did to Dovetail Games back in 2015, I think it was. But they didn't obviously announce this until last year, when the trailer dropped. And it was a massive shockwave through the flight sim community. Like a nuclear supernova explosion gone off. No developer knew about this. Nobody had been sort of contacted to work with. All the top developers like PMDG, Orbex, stuff like that, they were like, oh, we didn't know this was coming, and it was a completely out of the blue. And the trailer dropped, showed sort of in-game footage, right, or in simulator footage, not pre-rendered. So it was really pretty much they'd almost completed this simulator. It's not something they were like, guys, we're going to start working on it again and then work on it. They had been working on it for the past 4 years. Asobo Studios was the studio who took over, and I think they also did games like Fuel for the PS4 and the Xbox, as well as a Plague of Tales recently, and a few others. And they're a really good studio. They make some really great games, and they're now in charge of the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And it's going to be given to us through the Xbox Game Pass, which was announced recently, that if you pick up a subscription from that, you will be able to access this, and eventually it'll come to the Xbox One as well, but it'll be for the PC primarily, and you'll be playing it, or you'll be utilizing it through sort of, both your hardware and your internet connection. You'll be streaming the graphics down into your PC, as well as storing local information. And they really hammered home in the beginning that they did not want a subscription-based service. They did not want people having to pay monthly for this. Unfortunately, they forgot that they'd already announced that it was through the Xbox Game Pass, which is a monthly subscription service. So by default, they're offering a subscription service, and that's something that they really, I think, struggled with, because they didn't want people having to pay that monthly thing. But at the same time, the Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft were deciding that's the way it's going to be delivered. And really, when that trailer dropped, the link onto the website from Microsoft Flight Simulator, so like if I go onto it, it actually said in order to follow this and track this, you can become an insider, and you can apply to be on the beta team. And so like everybody in the flight sim community basically, gave their login details, created an account. There was a few things you had to have. You had to have a Microsoft email account. You had to be on the Xbox Game Pass for PC, and you had to have the insider app on your PC, and if you'd fulfilled all them, you could then log in onto that website eventually and see a profile that has been created. And I think the name was auto-gen created. Mine was like Basic Chord or something. I can't remember the name now. So that was all done. And then sort of over the past few months, you know, I mean, it was a real big thing for everybody in the flight sim community, because everybody had been using P3D, X-Plane, FSX, and they even gave us a brief update to FSX last year, or the beginning of this year, which sort of reinvigorated it as well. But it was really a turning point for everybody in the flight sim community. Now, everybody is in the same boat in terms of, you know, they'd heard it first. Now developers are working with Microsoft, because as it turns out, there are things that they can do. As gorgeous as it looked, there are enhancements that still yet to be made to this total world, fully developed, that they're making, that Asobo Studios are making. Now, I for one are really glad that they're doing this, and it's a real update to a flight sim, you know, program. But it's got a bitter taste to it, right? Okay, which I'll get into in a moment. And the reason I'm talking about this at all is I myself stepped back from the flight sim community just before Christmas in November. I think the last flight I did was in November, maybe early December, and I took a couple of months break. You know, I'm admin on a couple of flight sim groups. I also worked on my own virtual pilot's life program. So I was I was contributing to the community. I was an active member in the community. I even followed a lot of other people's channels and content that they created, and active flyer as well, learning various different aircraft and that. But I took a step back because I was getting a lot of hatred from the community. A lot of the flight sim community members were just, you know, hawking me and vulturing me and just pinpointing a lot of hatred on me. Secondly, I felt like I was just doing the same old thing that everybody else is doing, which was, you know, doing a flight, sharing it with other people, and it was like, it's getting a bit boring, to be honest. I wanted to do something different, hence why I created the Virtual Pilot's Life program. And that's, you know, a lot of people are emailing me still and asking to join that, and it's still going strong. And, you know, if you, in fact, I think might even be a link in the description box below to where you can sign up as well if you haven't already. But why am I saying all this? Well, because I'm going to be coming back into the flight sim community. I'm going to be doing some flights. I'm going to be sharing those flights online. I don't think I'll be streaming on Twitch for a while yet. I don't know. I might do a Twitch stream maybe in the next few days of, like, I haven't reconfigured my computer since sort of stopped doing flight sim. You know, I haven't rejiggered it. So I've got to really prepare my PC for flight simulation again. But back to Microsoft, okay? So Microsoft now, a lot of people joined the insider group, got a lot of inside information, which was then shared on YouTube and Facebook, and, you know, everything was going hunky-dory. And then they started sending out these alpha builds to selected people, okay, after they'd already invited a load of YouTubers to Seattle to try it out firsthand. There was like a massive wave of invites. People got like a link, and you go to a website, you download the software to your PC, you utilize it, you give them feedback on things, you can screenshot clips or photos and send them off to them and give them feedback on your experience using that build. And then there was a second invite as well, and another wave came through. Now, for some reason, and I've contacted Asobo Studios. I've contacted them through Messenger. I've contacted them through email, and I've contacted them through their website email system as well. And I've even contacted them on Twitter as well, and they have not yet got back to me. So about a week ago, I was unable to log into my account on the Flight Sim website for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just suddenly would not let me log in, and if I try and log in, it doesn't do it, whereas it did before. And I'm like, is their website down? Is something wrong? You know. Now, I contacted them straight away on Messenger. They've not yet got back to me. So I contacted them again on Twitter, on their email system. Again, they're ignoring me for whatever reason. I don't know why they're ignoring the request to find out why I can't log in to my account. Now, one thing has changed, right? One thing has changed, and this is now where I think we're getting conned, guys, okay? Is as soon as the trailer announcement happened, I went and signed up to a Xbox Game Pass for both the PC and the console. Girlfriend's got an Xbox One, so I got the Duo one, and I had it really up until last month, okay, where I just stopped it because I couldn't really justify it because I wasn't actually using it, you know, and it was an expense I could do without, really. I think it was like 11 quid at the time, and then every now and again, through like I think I'd re-sign for a month's trial, which has recently ended, okay, which is at around the same time I'm having trouble logging into the website. So I'm wondering, is anybody else having trouble logging into that website? Okay, put it in the comments below. Are you signed up to Xbox Game Pass for the PC, and do you have access to your account login, or are you not signed up and you can't log in? Because suddenly, when my subscription to the Xbox Game Pass dropped, I could not log in on their website to my profile that I'd created. And I'm just thinking, that's a little bit weird. And if that is the case where I can't log in because I no longer have that Xbox Game Pass subscription, that means that it's had to have been a requirement to have access into the Insider program, into even just my profile, okay, never mind the Insider program, but just my profile as it was, in order to be able to, you know, access that account. I had to have had that subscription in place, because as soon as the subscription dropped, I can't log into my account anymore. Now, if that's true, guys, every single person who has been an insider, regardless if you were on the alpha team, first wave, second wave, or not, you've been paying Asobo Studios or Microsoft, whoever is taking this money, you've been paying them like about 8 quid, I think it was, in England. It was like $7.99, $8.99 for just the console. You've been paying for them to basically develop further, okay, this, I mean, it's a real cheeky way, I feel, of, because they've asked you to sign up to the Xbox Game Pass, but you know, if you want to be on the insider group, you have to keep that Xbox Game Pass, which means Microsoft are still getting their subscription money, okay, and you haven't even got the simulator yet. And it's like you're paying to wait to, and you're getting dribbles of information. Like, seriously, the information from the insider group eventually becomes known on the front page anyway for free, like a month or two later. There's nothing really insidery that you learn. It's just, here's what we're planning to do next. That's all you learn in the insider group, guys, is here's what we're doing next. Here's what we're doing next. But then it's like, yes, they release some videos, which eventually end up on YouTube anyway. They release some pictures, which people post to YouTube anyway. There is no real benefit anymore to being on that insider group, because if you haven't been picked for the alpha builds, which they haven't announced they're doing a third wave, and supposedly it's supposed to be coming out in the next few months, you guys are just wasting your money if that's the only reason you've got your Xbox Game Pass, you know? So it's like, I feel like I've been conned by Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know? So yeah, it's a little bit, if that is the case. I hope it's not the case. I hope the reason they haven't contacted me is, I don't know why, because it's been 3 days since I first contacted them, you know, so why they haven't contacted me, I don't know. And I've contacted them through the same message through multiple social medias and email. So it's just a bit weird. Now, at the end of the day, whatever their reason for not getting back to somebody who has a genuine support question about their product is up to them. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really bode well when they've actually lied to their community by saying, we don't want you guys to have to pay a subscription fee. And that's in the video of when everybody went to Seattle. And then it's, guys, you're going to be getting it through the Xbox Game Pass. And now it's a subscription and that's exactly what they said they didn't want to do, but they're doing it. It's a bitter taste in the mouth for me as a fan and a lover of. I've had nearly every Microsoft Flight Simmer. Okay, I even applied for 2 jobs in their studios, got rejected from both. I get the feeling that they don't like me for some reason. I don't know why. It's just a bit weird. I feel really, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Speechless. Anyway, so that's that, guys. Also, if you guys want, if you have a PlayStation 4, if you have an Xbox, or you got a Nintendo Switch, and you want cheaper games, okay, so you want to buy like a £50 or a $50 store card, you know, you don't want to spend $50, do you? You can spend about 40, which is about £10, $10 cheaper. If you click a link below to Instant Gaming, right, it's in the description box below, go over using that link, and you can buy a £50 store card for your PlayStation or your Xbox or your Nintendo Switch, and you only pay about 40 quid, which means you're saving a tenner on the games that you buy, okay? Use it to sign up to PlayStation Plus. There's also a £15 and $15 off that as well, in, you know, there. But check it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? In the next few days, I'll be doing a flight. I'll be doing a live Twitch stream. I might even do it today. About setting my computer back up for flight simulation. I'll be going on P3D, okay? P3D, guys. I've left FSX behind. Be concentrating on P3D, and there's no plans to bring the Microsoft News Dispatcher show back because nobody responded to it. And there's no plans at the moment to even use the Microsoft Flight Simulator moving forward in the future. I'll be using P3D until further notice. All right? Take care, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.